Hello everyone, my name is Hajar Salman and I'm going to present to you the project I've worked on with my teammates Noor Al Bin Ali and Fatma Al Bidawi. We are computer science students from Imam Abdulrahman bin Faisal University and we are targeting the energy track. Solar systems positions can be modified throughout the day to simulate the movement of a sunflower and increase the efficiency of energy accumulation with the help of trackers. However, such trackers lack the appropriate speed to move in sync with the sun and preserve the highest efficiency possible due to the size and weight of the solar array mounted. According to NEOM's fact sheet, the location of the project makes the perfect atmosphere and climate for investing in renewable energy, as the location is rich in natural advantages like wind and solar resources. The location provides promising investments in solar energy, which makes this project a perfect field of study to implement artificial intelligence solutions.
The proposed solution aims to predict the position of the sun during daylight hours. Based on the sun's geometry, the sun's position can be calculated using geographical coordinates such as the longitude, latitude, and altitude. This combination defines the location, which is used to define the azimuth and zenith angles when further combined with time. The azimuth angle is the angle moving clockwise from the north, whereas the zenith is the angle defined from the zenith axis down to the precise position of the sun with respect to the earth. The zenith axis can be determined as the position right above the observing object on Earth. The proposed methodology uses these terms to determine the position of the sun by training two recurrent neural network models. The first model is to predict the azimuth angle, while the other is to predict the zenith angle. The architecture used in model creation is encoder-decoder LSTM model with multivariate input. The model uses two submodels, the first one to both read and encode the sequence entered, and the other to decode and read the pre-entered sequences to predict the next 24 hours angle values. In terms of dataset preprocessing, we retrieve the data, and due to a pre-signed agreement, we cannot disclose the full description of the dataset. However, we can go through the preprocessing of the additional column that we added to make sure our targets are completed. Two important modules were used to complete the zenith and azimuth columns. The first one is PySolar, and the second one is pvlib.solar position. The results were not as expected because the original calculated values do not align perfectly with the data that could have existed in the used dataset but were in fact missing. For this experiment, we have used a pre-built project found online for the hardware. A few adjustments were made where this project needed two servos that had to be redirected every 60 minutes. The first servo is the one placed on the surface, which took the role of positioning the azimuth angle. Second servo was placed behind the solar panel's holder, which was used to position the zenith angle as shown in the picture. Another hardware that was important is the data logger to record data including energy gained and voltage, but unfortunately due to the hardware not being suitable for our extreme weather considering its size and materials, the Arduinos were damaged and could not complete the experiment. We will reconduct this experiment when the heat reduces and the weather is less extreme. When observing our experiment, due to the dataset and hardware limitations mentioned earlier, the experiment was held only from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. The data logger did not record any data successfully due to the overheating from the nature of the weather and the location of the experiment, while the servo stopped working around 11 a.m. due to the heat. However, the solar tracker movement was photographed once every 60 minutes, where the solar panels showed the expected result of following the sun from east to west. Meanwhile, the zenith did not show good prediction results as it was not positioning the panel directly at the sun in the correct angle. That was a result of the original values fed into the model being inaccurate due to the dataset limitation. The picture here shows the discussed observation. Our belief in this methodology is far higher than the limitations found in this experiment. We will redo this experiment and gather its data for analysis when the weather becomes less extreme and the tools we can work with have better tolerance to it. We intend on publishing the results in the near future. Thank you for listening.